Hello guys, thank you for previewing this course, Easy Way UV Unwrap in Blender. So this course, I will show you how to UV unwrap 3D models, hard surface 3D models easily. If you beginner in 3D models and use Blender software, also already have basic Blender and still didn't know how UV unwrap hard surface 3D model properly, and you want to learn how to do it, then this course is designed for you. First of all, I want to introduce myself. I'm freelancer and this is my Fiverr account. For UV Unwrap hard surface 3D models, I provide link for my Fiverr account. You can check out if you want to. And this is my rating. I get this good rating because I UV unwrap the 3D model properly. And this is how it look like in my geek profile section. It's the rating. Some of them didn't give rating after I finish doing UV unwrap. They just end of the conversation. So I already doing this freelancer for more than 3 years. I start from December 2019. With this, I already have experience how to UV unwrap hard surface 3D model properly. So in this course, I will share my workflow and my experience how to UV unwrap hard surface 3D model properly. When we talk about UV unwrap, UV unwrap is a process you need to do before texturing. This is the results. This is the results if you texturing your model without UV unwrap properly. And this is the results if you UV unwrap properly before texturing. This is example how UV unwrap works, like wrapping GIF. But in Blender, you can separate the face. This one is for face mode, and change the location if you want to. Change location the UV. Then determine if it's look good with displacement or not. You can see if I move it, it's change. If you already watch UV unwrap tutorials, you should know how to UV unwrap simple 3D models, and it's easy to UV unwrap it. But if it's complex 3D models like this, I'll show you like this, the cycle. These 3D models, you need to find more information how to UV unwrap it. So this is before UV unwrap, right? And this is after. You select it first, all. This after. This is before. And this is after. This is before. And this is after. So when I import this, I go into edit mode, select all, remove all clear seam, and then I unwrap it when I import all this. And this is how this look like. when I UV unwrap. As you can see, the grid is look clean. If you compare non-UV unwrap and UV unwrap version, the UV grid look clean on the UV unwrap version. As you can see, UV grid is look clean. This one also is look clean when I UV unwrap it. This one also. So for this model, the motorcycle model, you need high graphic card to open it. If you have lower graphic card, then you just need to watch me how I UV unwrap it. I provide a link for these models. You can check it out and try to open it. In this course, I will show you how I UV unwrap these 3D models from start to finish without timescape. This 3D model. With using my workflow. Then you can use my workflow to UV unwrap another hard surface 2D models. But make sure you have basic blender before take this course, because this course I will not cover all button function. All button in Blender software, all this button function in Blender. You can check online if you want to take it. Just type basic Blender. You can check online, or you can buy it if you want to. Also, this course only using basic Blender tools, no add-on included, and this course focus on UV unwrap hard surface 3D models. If you want to UV unwrap living things like human, animal, then this course is not designed for you. But you can get information how to UV unwrap 3D models. This course have 7 sections. Section 1, you will play guess game. You need to guess which model has a good UV unwrap and which model has bad UV unwrap. End of this section, you should be able to recognize what those bad UV unwrap looks like and what those good UV unwraps look like. Section 2, I will show you what tools I use during UV unwrap 3D models. As I mentioned before, I will share my workflow, which means I will show you what tools do I use, and I assume you already know what function all Blender tools because you already take Blender basic course. The end of this section, you should know all the tools I use to UV unwraps hard surface 3D models. Section 3, I will show you tips and tricks when UV unwrap hard surface 3D models. With these tips and tricks, you can make your UV unwrap process faster and you UV clean. And in the end of this section, you should know all tips and tricks to UV unwrap hard surface 3D models. Section 4, you will play the game again, same like section 1, using the same file in section 1, but in this section, I want you to pause the video, then fix the model have bad UV unwrap. After you finish it, I will show you how I fix it with using all tools and tips I show you in section 2 and section 3. At the end of this section, you will be able to fix the simple model with bad UV unwrap. Section 5, I will show you how I UV unwrap this model without timescape, real-time video. You will see more clearly how I use trick, tips, and tools I share with you in the last section. Also my workflow. You can follow along if you want to. At the end of this section, you should know how I use all tools, tips and tricks and my workflow. Section 6, I will show you how I UV unwrap these models without timescape, real-time video. You will see more clearly how I use tricks, tips and tools I share with you in the last section. Also my workflow, you will see it. You can follow along if you want to. At the end of this section, you should know how I use all tips, tools and tricks and my workflow. Section 7, I will show you how I UV unwrap these last 3D models without timescape, real-time video. You also will see more clearly how I use tricks, tips and tools I share with you in the last section. Also my workflow. You also can follow along if you want to. At the end of this section, you should know how I use all tips, tools and tricks and my workflow. Once you finish all this section, you will be able to UV unwrap any hard surface 2D models with using tips, tricks and tools, also workflow I use. So that's all section I will cover in this course. In the first section, you will begin your journey to bring your UV unwrap skill to the next level. So see you inside.